안녕하십니까. 침실 프로듀서의 플러그인 가이드를 운영하고 있는 프로듀서 김덕입니다. 오늘은 특별한 손님을 모셨는데요. 미국 캘리포니아에서 토니 마세라티의 인턴 그 프로그램을 마치고 돌아온 저의 절친 그리고 파트너 마이클 세이퍼트입니다. 여러분들이 마세라티는 어떻게 믹싱을 할까, 또 어떤 사람일까에 대해서 궁금하실 것 같아서 몇 가지 들어보기 위해서 이런 자료를 마련했습니다. So, Michael, you were in Maserati's studio, so you're like an intern there, yeah?
Yeah, he invited me over for training.
Okay, good. So you were there about 3 weeks.
Yes.
One thing that made me really surprised and respectful of Maserati was the fact that this guy was mixing 20 songs in 3 weeks. That's crazy amount, man. That's a lot of songs.
Yeah, I didn't really count all of them, but like roughly 20 to 30 songs, and they were mixing simultaneously several songs all the time.
And that made me really surprised about, hard work. Because I know a lot of engineers, they say, okay, I'm just going to mix maybe 10 songs 1 month so that I could have a lot of time to think about the songs and, I can do my best. But clearly Maserati is doing that's like 1 song a day, or sometimes more than 1 song a day. Is working hard something very important, do you think, now?
Yeah, it seems like, and over the years, I think we all made this experience. If you want something, you have to work for it. And I also had some talks with Tony about this, and he's the same exact opinion.
Right.
And yeah, they were really working on several different songs during the day, like starting one, finishing another one, polishing this one, make an update on this one, and it just keeps rolling like this.
And this is just one room in the studio, or there are many rooms in the studio?
There's one main room. They have a really nice studio in North Hollywood.
Right.
They have several different rooms, but one big mixing room with Tony's speakers and all of Tony's gear. So the assistants can maybe prepare a song in another room, but all the mixing is done in the main room.
You told me when you were there, all these 20, 30 songs were mixed mostly in the box, and maybe just 1 song was done out of the box. So I guess Tony Maserati, or these days we don't really have to worry about in the box, out of the box, right? I mean, you said I think is it Michael Shelf? He does it. He does everything out of in the box too.
Andrew Sheps.
Yes. Andrew Sheps. He does everything in the box, and he has walls and walls and walls of gears, right?
Yeah, I think these times are over. Like the whole discussion, digital, analog, I think is over. You can do it on the way in.
Right.
People use a lot of great preamps, and they should. But for the mixing, if everything is recorded properly, we have amazing plugins, amazing ways to go.
I saw some of the webinar that Maserati was doing, and what I found very interesting was he spent a lot of time copying and making changes a little bit, and copying another one, making changes a little bit. So he took 1 drum samples, made it into 4 different drum samples, and he would filter, EQ, compress all differently, and then make it into 1 nice, drum kick or something, right? So a lot of people treat, like the source file something sacred, something important. They don't really change it. They just change the settings of the compressor. But I think Maserati definitely thinks differently about those things.
Yeah, he definitely created and developed his own kind of mixing style, his own sound. We all know it, and it's kind of characteristic for him. But what I could hear and see in the studio is really that it doesn't matter what you do or what you don't do. it's all about the vision you have, and then you try to achieve it in any way you want, in any way possible.
Right.
He's not like really having this kind of go-to systems or go-to. Every mix is different.
Right.
That's one of the main impressions I had.
You said that one of the reasons why Maserati could be such a strong engineer is because of his team.
Yeah.
What's so special about his team?
Yeah, it was really awesome to see how the whole team was set up, and you had this really strong feeling of everybody worked together for this one big goal, and there's so much energy and everybody respect each other, and you can really see that they work in this way for many years, like decades. I guess that's how he learned to work. That's the style he was used to work.
So working alone doesn't sound like a very good idea?
It seems like you can't get this much work done alone. It's not possible, I don't think.
I watched a lot of Maserati videos, and I learned that he says he writes all the time his mixing ideas, and he listens and he writes and then he starts, right? He's not the type of guy who's gonna just jump in and just try to fix things. Was everybody writing in the studio?
I didn't see much writing. What I saw was an Excel sheet.
Spreadsheet,
Yeah. They keep notes of whatever they're doing. What project is the state of each project, and so they keep track because several different people working on several different projects at the same time.
So one song could be mixed by 2-3 people.
No, it's more like setting things up. The assistants, they do a lot of preparation.
Right.
And maybe do some playouts afterwards. But it will be mixed by only one person.
Okay. He doesn't have, and I kind of knew the answer, but he doesn't use anything special. I mean, he probably has UAD plugins and just Waves plugins and some other plugins, and that's it, right? He doesn't have anything special.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see, and also reassuring that his philosophy of mixing or approaching a mix, and it's not so much based on certain things or certain technology. It's more about like feeling and beauty.
Right.
And if you know what you want to achieve sonically, you will be able to with whatever you have to some certain extent. And it seems like Tony thinks so as well. I think it's mostly about the speed,
right,
and about the amount of projects they have. It's just so much more convenient to mix in the box.
Right.
I think I can't say that there was no songs like out of would use hardware for mixing. So it's like once in a while, every few songs there will be at least some kick or vocals go out to the hardware.
Right.
But not like all the entire mix on the knee or something.
Cool. All right. Well, I definitely think you had a great time there with Tony Maserati, working with him, and I mean I could see you learned a lot. So, hope we can prosper with our projects and with also our viewers as well. All right. Thank you, man.
Thanks, man.
All right.